let me say this. Let me say this. As a nation, as a people, we fell. We fell as a nation. And when you mess up something, when you totally mess up something, you fail at something, you must start over. This is where we're at as a nation, as a people. We need to start over. And how do you start over? You go back to where everything started when the people came out of Egypt. You go back to the starting point. This is what the scripture is telling us, to go back. Always remember Egypt and what I did, and go back to the starting point, not the finishing point. Those people in Jordan, not the finishing point. They're trying to find the easy way out. We will go through something. We will not go. The Most High said we will not go altogether unpunished. We must go through the fire of affliction. We will be tried and we will be tested. So we must go back to the beginning, and I'm going to show you through scripture here how he's going to bring us back from this land, and we will go the same. It's like the same route. Okay, I'm going to also read from Zechariah. Finished off the last video, Zechariah 15. I'm going to read verse 11. He shall pass through the sea of affliction. Listen to this. He shall pass through the sea of affliction. Again, we will go through something, this affliction, and strike the waves of the sea. All the depths of the river shall dry up. Now, this is something we've never seen. We don't understand this. Again, how the people, I've heard, how are the people down there going to cross the sea? They have the sea in front of them, as if we didn't have the sea in front of us before. Then the pride of Assyria shall be brought down, and the scepter, which is the tribe, the group, the people of Egypt, his righteous people of Egypt shall depart. Once again, we're seeing Egypt over and over all through the scriptures, and people don't get it. Isaiah 50:2. This is the Most High speaking to you. This is him speaking, and he's speaking to you. People say, well, I'm waiting to hear from him, or I'm waiting for a word to him. He gave us his word through the prophets. Woe unto them that do not believe all that the prophets have wrote. It says, why when I came, was there no man? And what is he saying? When we was scattered in the earth, all in captivity, he come down, looked at his Kadosh land. None of us was here. No one was here. None of the righteous. Why, when I called, there was none to answer? He says, is my hand shortened at all that I cannot redeem? These people are thinking the sea is in front of the people that's down there in Egypt. Is his hand, he's saying, is my hand shortened that I can't redeem? Or have I no power to deliver? Listen at the Most High. Have I no power to deliver? Indeed, with my rebuke, I dry up the sea. He dry up the sea to make a way for his people. You getting this? You getting what the scripture is saying here, right? I will make the rivers a wilderness. He's going to make the rivers a wilderness. And the fish stink because there is no water and die of thirst. Now we know when the people leave, he's going to cause the river, he's going to cause the Nile to dry up. And you can read that in Ezekiel 30 and Isaiah 19. He's going to cause it to dry up, and he's going to strike Egypt with a curse. This is 2nd Ezra 15, 10, 11. Here's him bringing his people out. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. This is us today. We are scattered slaves throughout all the earth, and we are a sheep just waiting to be slaughtered, except for those that's coming out and back into his borders and trusting in his word. He says, I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Okay, look at what he's saying. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. So we're seeing his people dwelling in the land of Egypt. What is he going to do? Verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. So we're talking here as before. He's going to do something again. He done this before. He hit Egypt with plagues before, and he says he's going to do it again. And I will destroy all the land thereof. So when his people, come out of this land, he's going to hit it with a curse. And I'm going to show you why if I have time. I will show you why. If not, I will leave the scriptures. Isaiah 42 and 10. This is for those that came out. Sing to Yahuah a new song. We will sing to him a new song, and his Yada from the ends of the earth, the ones that come out from the ends of the earth. Make no mistake about it, not the ones that's sitting ducks, sheep waiting for the slaughter. You who go down to the sea. You see this? Coming out of the land of Egypt. I just showed you the people coming out. They're going to go down to the sea. Listen at that word. You who go. There's that word go. Nothing spiritual here. You're going to get up and go physically. Get this out of your head. Get it out. And when people come to you with this spiritual crap, get away from them. They got that out of Christianity. That came from Christianity. They don't understand the scriptures. And all that is in it. You coastland and you inhabitants of them. Isaiah 43, 15 through 21. Here's the Most High once again talking. Please pay attention. He's speaking here. When he speaks, we need to listen up. We need to hear, listen, understand, and do. I am Yahuah, your Kadash one, the creator of Yasharal, your king. We dethrone him. Now what we need to do now is make it. See, I've already made him my king again. If you haven't, you should make him your king again. Go to him and announce to him that you are making him this day your king again. Thus says Yahuah, who make a way in the sea. Here he is, making a way in the sea and a path through the mighty waters. Who brings forth the chariots of horses, the armies, and the power. They shall lie down together, they shall not rise. They are extinguished, they are quenched like a wick. He says, do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. In other words, the things he did in the past, when he brought us out, he's going to do something new. He's going to outdo himself. This is what he's going to do. He will outdo himself. He loved to outdo himself. This is part of his nature. Let me give you what's in my head, what I think he can possibly do. This is what I believe. He opened up the sea and he had the people walk across dry ground. I believe if he want to, he can have us walk on top of the water to cross the sea. I know he can do this. He says, behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? He said, when these things come, shall you not know it? If you don't know the scripture, you won't know it. He says, I will even make a road in the wilderness. So he's making preparations. These preparations are being made. Trust his word. And rivers in the desert. The beasts of the field will honor me, the jackals and the ostriches, because I give waters in the wilderness. The animals going to honor him because they know this is his doing, giving water in the wilderness. And rivers in the desert. He says, what is he giving water in the wilderness and in the rivers in the desert for? Let's look at the next line. To give drink to my people, my chosen. Once again, his people will have food, drink, while everyone else will be starving. The famine and death and wars, his people will have protection. He says, this people I have formed for myself, they shall declare my Yada. So this is what we're seeing. This Yada will be going on in the wilderness. Okay, where am I now? This is Isaiah 33, and I'm going to read a little bit of verse 2 and 3. I'm going to read 3. It says, we waited for you. Now, the people that's waiting for him are those that's within his borders. And this is something else. This is something I'm not going to go into, but there's a group that's waiting for him and been waiting for him. If you outside of his borders, you are not waiting for him. Do not believe what they are teaching. You're not waiting. You're in Babylon. You're waiting for him. No, you're being stubborn. He says, be there armed every morning. Our salvation also in the time of trouble. He will be our salvation in the time of trouble. This is the part I want you to get. At the noise of the tumult, the people shall flee. Listen, at the noise of tumult, the people shall flee, regardless of what man telling you, flee spiritually. Regardless of that, the scripture, he says the people will flee. And this is the point that I want you to get from Isaiah 33 and 3. Isaiah 27 and 12. And it come to pass in that day that Yahuah should beat off the channels of the river to the stream of Egypt. So this is when he's gathering his people from the river of Egypt to the great river. And they should be gathered one by one. O ye children of Yasharal. Make no mistake about it. This is the gathering of the children of Yasharal. Isaiah 19:21 through 25. And another thing, if you're not in his borders, you will not be one of the ones that's gathered. This is what it's talking about. Then Yahuah will be known to, okay, this is the Egyptians. This is why he's going to smite Egypt with curses. He says, then Yahuah will be known to Egypt, and the Egyptians will know Yahuah in that day and will make offerings. Yes, they will make a vow to Yahuah and perform it. So they're going to be giving offerings to him. The Egyptians, the other nations. We can't allow them to outdo us. But some of our people will allow the other nations to outdo them. And Yahuah will strike Egypt. We know this. He said he's going to strike Egypt. But he says he will strike it and heal it. Remember, he said when the plagues come, he said we would have healed her, but she will not be healed. No man will dwell there ever again. Dwell there, dwelling place. Says they will return to Yahuah. They will return to Yahuah, the Egyptians, and he will be entreated by them and heal them. In that day, there will be a highway from Egypt to Assyria, and from Assyria will come into Egypt, and the Egyptians into Syria, and the Egyptians will serve with the Assyrians. Isn't that verse 24? In that day, Joshua will be one of three with Egypt. How many times have I read Egypt? And I can't even read all of them. With Egypt, Yasharal one with Egypt, with the Egyptians? Yes, why? Because they will be keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments just like we are. And look what he's going to make them. A Barak in the midst of the land. They will be a Barak in the midst of the land, whom Yahuah, a host, shall Barak, saying, Barak is Egypt, my people? Wow. Barak is Egypt, my people. I don't see Yasharal talking about this. Why? Why are we not talking about this? Barak is Egypt, my people. People don't know Egypt. They have no clue. We're waking up out of this captivity, out of this slumber, out of this sleep, and we are without knowledge and understanding. And I told you, last days wisdom. Without this wisdom, you will die. You will see, without this wisdom, you will die. He said, and the Assyrians, the work of my hands, and Yasharal, my inheritance. So we will become one with them. Isaiah 65:12. He says, therefore will I number you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I call, see, the people numbered for the slaughter. This is the reason why. He says, because when I call, you did not answer. When he said, come out of her, you did not answer. You said, I will not. At first you said, we're going to do all that the Most High said to do. But then he called. You read in the scripture later on, he said, come out. Come out of her, my people, that you partake not of her sins and of her plagues. And you did not answer. He said, when I spoke, you did not hear. You did not hear the word of the Most High. But what did you do? You did evil before my eyes. I did choose, he says, I did choose that wherein I delighted not. You chose the things that he's not delighted in. And we go to Jeremiah 7:13. And he's saying the same thing. And now because you have done all these works, says Yahuah, and I spoke to you, rising up early and speaking, but you did not hear. And I called you, but you did not answer. So this is something you do not want the Most High to tell you. I called you, but you didn't hear me. I answered. I called on you, but you didn't even answer me. What was wrong? When I spoke to you, you didn't hear my voice. You didn't know my voice. You're supposed to be my sheep, and my sheep knows my voice, and they follow me, and they do not follow a stranger. This is the conclusion of Egypt in Scripture. Shalom.